Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another review. This time is the Mafex Aquaman from Justice League. Um, we all know we were expecting this. It was pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, and now it's finally out. Um, there were things we were worried about, and there are things that I actually have gripes with. But overall, this is a great figure. And as usual, we're going to jump into articulation first. So let's get started. First and foremost, I want to start by saying, just like Wonder Woman, the hair is soft, so it allows you to have a greater range of motion with the figure. You can move up and down and tilt left and right. But also, if you feel like you absolutely have to rotate it for some apparent reason or some crazy way, it can by just lifting up the hair in the back because it's soft enough. Also, want to point out that while he is in armor, he does have the tattoo on the neck, which is pretty dope. That they made sure to cover that, so that way, even if you like had it a swapped head for a reason, under the armor, technically he still has all the tattoos. Good stuff. Now, as far as the arm articulation, I think that the shoulder pads are a little weird. And the reason why I say that is because although they are attached to the arm of the figure, they are very wide. So that kind of limits the articulation when you're rotating it up, because sometimes the arm will pop out because of it. But overall, it's still really good. It's just a weird way that it's done. I don't know how to actually explain it, but it's done in such a weird way that it just bothers me, because I worry about it popping out and breaking, because it's not like an SHF one where it kind of can rotate out and give you the extra range. It's just there on a ball joint. So you have to be a little careful. There is bicep swivel. The arms are double jointed. So as you can see, the range actually pops in and out. Well, actually, I'm not sure if that actually came out because it was not supposed to come out. So I pushed it a little too far, but the arm is double jointed. So if you do pull it all the way out, just remember to push it back in because you have that extra range. The arm can rotate all the way around, but like I said, you need to be careful with that shoulder pad because as you can see, it does not move. It just stays there on the arm. Now, the ab crunch is the thing that everybody was kind of worried about, and I'm going to move up for this. This is the thing that everybody was worried about with the Mezco, so we had an issue with it. His ab crunch is actually really nice. It's tight. There's no wobbly figure, as you can see here. It's very sturdy. It has weight to it as well, so all that good jazz. You can actually rotate really far back, as you can see here. Now going forward, same story. Rotates really well going forward, gives you the hunch. There's also a ab crunch at the bottom that actually gives you a little bit more range, but obviously his range is going to be more backwards than forwards. Obviously for swimming poses and things like that, this is going to be great to have. Let's actually fix that. Now, his leg articulation is a little lacking for me. As you can see, it's going to be the drop down leg method. There's thigh swivel, as you can see. But as far as it actually rotating going forward, this is about as far as you're getting. For men in armor, really can't complain about that. They did give us ab crunch and ab torso articulation, so I'm not going to complain too much about that. Knees are double jointed, so you actually can get swim poses. And there's a ball joint here that allows you to tilt up and down, and there's a toe pivot as well. Now, with all this being said, this is all great for Aquabro, but I am annoyed because his ankles are weak as hell. Now, for a figure that's really top heavy and has a lot of weight to it, to have really weak ankles, it's going to definitely suffer in the articulation department, because if I'm going to do one of those crazy poses that I plan on doing and actually achieve it, it's going to make it a little bit more difficult for me. And that is a minor gripe for me. It's not one of those major things that is off-putting about the figure. It's just a minor gripe. I make sure that I want to talk about it because people are going to pose their figure. You should actually look forward to trying to remedy this. So I want to make sure you guys have a heads up. Now, one thing I want to do and I want to talk about is the actual head sculpt, which is actually really nice. So let's try to get some light on this. Although this is very nice and it's really good, I still think that the Mezco has the better head sculpt. This one is actually really well done, but I think that the Mezco one is actually done better. So although it's digital printing, his face looks really small, and I'm pretty sure he is a big guy with a big head. So I don't think that having a tiny head on him is fine, but it does fit the proportions of the body, so I can't really complain. It's one of those things where damned if I do, damned if I don't, right? Now, want to do into the comparison between his Mezco counterpart. Now, as you can see, they're about the same height. The Mafex one might be a tad bit taller, but they're about the same height. There's actually a lot less shine on the Mezco one, but it's actually very accurate in terms of color design wise. Armor design is actually very accurate as well. And they have the extra detail paid attention in the foot that wraps around like armor. While this one has it as well, it is sacrificed in the terms of toe pivot articulation. So yeah, there's that. While both look absolutely great, I do love both of them. In terms of articulation, I'm going to use the Mafex. In terms of looking really, really good, I'm going to have to give it to Mezco. So that's my consensus on that. But comparing them together, if you have to pick one or the other, you obviously going to pick your pros and cons and weigh them out with each other. Next up, we're going to compare. Nope, we're not going to compare, actually. We're going to talk about the accessories. We're not going to compare with other stuff yet. First thing I want to talk about is his trident. It's a trident or a spear. I'm going to go with trident. But, yeah. But you can use it to spear people, so that's always a bonus, right? So his is silver, whereas the Justice League one from Mezco was gold. I'm not sure which color it is because that movie's kind of a blur to me now. I should probably go back and watch it again. But it is a nice color overall, which is I'm really a fan of. This one's actually much thinner too than the Mezco one, so it's something to compare and talk about. Next up, we have the alternative head, which is honestly just him frowning or yelling. I'm not sure what it is, but it could also be a hotkey, whichever one you kind of prefer it to be. But it is a really nice head sculpt. You get an extra bonus one. Although nice, it is not one of those things where it was needed, but it is very nice to have. So I'm not going to complain too much. We also get a silver mother box. Now, again, just like I said in my Wonder Woman review, I think that these could use a little bit more blackwash of a detail. But considering these are shiny boxes of varying colors, who am I to complain? They get the job done. They're mother boxes, right? So, yeah. Next up, we have open palms for Aqua Bro. Open palms are nice. Would prefer some swim hands, but these actually work just as well, right? Then we have, I'm going to call these battle hands, because these are hands you can use for grabbing things or attacking or things like that. So these are nice. And then you have hands for holding the trident, or whatever else you want to hold. But they do not open up. They are just straight up, actually, do they? Nope, they don't open up. So it's one of those things where you can't cut it open. It's just going to be like that. So you have to just slide it in. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do that. Because on the trident, you have to pull this off. So I didn't talk about this before because I obviously didn't think about it. But for the trident, you actually have to remove the bottom piece. So that's how you're going to attach the hands through. Now we're actually going to get into size comparisons. So I think he's a very tall character. When compared with the rest of the Justice League and my Wonder Woman video, I noticed that he was actually a lot bigger than the rest of the Justice League. So depending on what order you're watching this in, you'll obviously see what's going on. But I'm going to compare him with the rest of the league so you guys can see what's going on. I'm going to take a step back too so we can get a better view of what's going on. I want to make sure everybody's feet are flat so nobody falls over and some crazy domino effect happens. So let's move back a little so we can get a full range of what's happening. And even though Aquaman is really big, I still think the most muscular dude here is Batman, which is crazy. Like, I'm looking at this now and I'm like, this is wild. Like, Batman is literally the biggest, buffest dude, and that's crazy. But everybody kind of looks really nice together. I really like this. So when compared with the League, he's actually, technically he's the biggest guy if you're not counting Batman's big head and horns. He is literally the tallest guy here. So that's pretty dope. I like the look of this. But it's really nice that Mafex has completed the League. I actually looking forward to doing some kind of group photo with this, so this would be really nice. It's nice to have it. So I'm excited. Not as excited as I thought I would be, but very much excited because they do look really good together. But now we're going to compare him with other lines so we can see what's up height-wise and see what happens when people want to mix and match and have fun with their figures, right? Wonder Woman! Yeah. Next up, height comparisons with other lines. So here he is next to an SH Figure Arts Kamen Rider Cougar. Then we have an Articulated Icons Ninja. So as you can see, he's already gigantic compared to those guys. Mafex is definitely more upscaled with the American stuff. But I'm not complaining about that because it looks good. Superhero stuff is supposed to be this larger-than-life thing. Next up, we have 1000 Toys Carb. Here we have a Marvel Legends Bullseye. And he's even bigger than Bullseye. So, pretty cool. What's next? We have a Mezco Captain America. Actually, let's switch you up. Let's put you on this side. And just in case you like I said, Mythic Legion stuff, I'm going to include you in here. We have a Mythic Legions Knight who is bigger than him, but they look really cool together. And last but not least, let's do this, a Figma. So we also have Figma Ruler, who is tiny compared to him. So save the woman, save the world, right? Get some, I remember heroes now. But anyway, size-wise, he scales really well. He's not too big, not too small, but he is supposed to be a bigger guy, as you saw in the movies. It's really nice to have it in hand. It feels really good. It has the weight. I think my only gripe is going to be the shoulder armor and the weak ankles. Everything else is pretty much decent. It's pretty nice. For the price point you're paying, it's going to be rough to kind of, for some people to contemplate on spending it. But you do get a nice bang for your buck here, at least in my opinion. And for the most part, if you love articulation, this is great. If you love your static figure, which has limited articulation, the Mezco is definitely the way to go. So everybody has their preferences, so you got to pick and choose wisely. In the meantime, guys, hope you enjoy it. Hope you found it informative. Most of all, I hope you do good, be good, drink your water. Later.